Alright, so after doing a video on how to grow Vidalia onions, because they're so hard to find, I was getting a little bit of pressure to keep going with different hacks, I'll call them, on how I get seeds for vegetables and fruits from the Acme, which is a local food store, instead of buying the seeds from stores like Burpee or Johnny Seeds or something like that. Today we're going to do strawberries. So all I did was take some of the strawberries, some of the ones I wasn't going to eat, like the rotten ones, and mix them up. Now, all the seeds get separated from the flesh. I did add a little bit of water to it. And then if you zoom in on this, you can see the seeds on the bottom. I don't know if we can get them. They settle out. So there's a couple ways to separate it now even further to get the liquid separated from the seeds. One, we could just dump it on a paper towel, and you can see the seeds are here. And eventually, even after a couple of minutes, they could just roll off and we already have our seeds like that. Or another way is, you could just drink this. I'm not going to do it for spare you that in the video. But we're going to dump out some of most of the liquid. And then we're down to the seeds. Get this one big chunk out. And once we have it down to mostly liquid, just dump it in some more water. Try to separate more. Clean out my container a little bit. Alright, so you see we have some seeds gathering. And that's really easy. You just plant them in a little bit of soil. Just put them on the surface. And then sprinkle just a sprinkle of potting mix over top of it. I usually use a combination of peat moss, vermiculite, very little, and perlite to provide some drainage. I do add the perlite since it's such a small seed to be able to retain a little bit of the moisture. Eventually they'll grow big enough so that you can run them over with a lawnmower like these guys. And the way that you reproduce them after that is you don't want to start collecting seeds all the time. And the way that the strawberries grow is you have one big main plant like this. And that'll start sending off these runners. And these runners start growing elsewhere. So this will actually start rooting. You see the roots at the end of this. What I sometimes do as this is growing off and I start to see it grow, I might stick a pot right there with potting soil on it and let it stick it right in there and plant it. And then the little runner will keep growing and make somewhere else. So that's how I reproduce them after that. I'm going to collect all these runners, take some plants, put them in some potting mix, and add them to one of my other strawberry beds.